Hey, folks, thanks so much for listening to the Apocalypse Soon podcast. If you want to support the pod, go over to Patreon, where you can give us $5 or $20, and you can support the podcast a little bit more, and for that, you get a little bit more. You get exclusive Pepitone stand-up clips, plus some exclusive deals on some live comedy. Go to EddiePepitone.com, go to YouTube, and subscribe. And now let's get into the show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, leaves turning color, blessing us with the beauty of fall. Welcome to Apocalypse Soon, the only podcast recorded while surrounded by gorgeous little puppy dogs. And here he is, the puppy lover himself. He's looking good in a nice, comfy-looking sweater. He's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Eddie Pepitone.
Hey everybody, welcome to Apocalypse Soon podcast with no upside. I think you all know that we are in a tremendously difficult time in the history of this nation. Even though you could say we've been in difficult times before. Yeah, Kev, what is your sense? And hello everybody. This is podcast number 3 since I got out of the hospital, and
Yes.
Feels good. Feels good to be a man who is at least 70% healthy.
Yes. I mean, that's more than 50. You know, that's pretty good.
I think I'm 75 maybe.
I feel like I've seen the fuel just getting more and more health.
Yeah, well,
Every
next
time
week
see
I
it.
got voiceover work to do for a couple of animated shows.
Oh, very cool.
And but I gotta have my energy up, and I'm gonna do a show in LA. My first show, Best Fish Taco.
Ah, okay. That's fun. That's good food.
Oh yeah, you like that?
Oh yeah, I've done that show.
I've been making a lot of fish.
Oh yeah.
Yesterday I made cod. I always do, and folks, this isn't to hurt you or make you feel less than, but it's to like cue you in on how to live. Like a stovetop, a little olive oil. I put a little mix of lemon pepper on the cod.
Oh god, that's
Cod is
delicious.
really nice, and even a cod piece is nice.
Oh yeah.
Like when a cod piece or a bodkin, when you put that over your Johnson, your package, it just heightens everything, and it's good protein cod. A piece of cod or a cod piece.
Absolutely. And a lot
Right?
of people, you don't let you get away with wearing a cod piece, you know, and I think more people
No.
should be accepting to it.
I
you
think
know?
so too. A lot of people want you to wear a piece of salmon over your dick, and that's called cockeye.
Cockeyed salmon.
Cockeye salmon.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, my God. So anyway, yeah, I say 75% because before you came over, I was waiting, and I laid down on the couch, and this is what goes on with me now, is when I lay down, I really feel my whole body like just kind of needing that rest, and I'm
Yeah.
sure it's from the incision, the hip-to-hip
Absolutely.
incision, the prostate surgery, all of that, the 15 pounds of fat that came off of me, and I think I told on the last podcast that I'm now a J.C. Penney model.
That's right. Yeah, you're on the riding lawnmower.
On the lawnmower equipment, and they are thinking of upgrading me to an underwear model, but it's
Wow.
compression underwear. It's not like the really sexy stuff.
I mean, you got to get in where you fit in. You know what I mean? And I think, you know, they're probably going to sell a lot more compression underwear as a result of this campaign.
What gets compressed, you might say? Everything. Everything gets compressed, you know?
I do not know why, and it's probably a bad idea, but I keep thinking about going on stage for some of these shorter sets with just a tube sock down my pants and just not really...
Addressing it at all?
Yeah, just...
Like a
having
tube stop filled with something to make
Well,
it look
just
like you have a big heart
a
on?
huge, just a ridiculously huge penis.
I think you should do it.
I think so too. It's just...
But never reference it.
Yes.
Even if people start pointing at it, you know, and just saying, you know, what, I have to now be embarrassed that I'm a man?
Yeah, exactly. We've been under enough stress lately, you know. It's,
As a nation.
Yes, exactly. But we'll see. You know, I think I got to bring the tube socks, put them in my car, and then I'll be ready for the decision. You know, come showtime.
Tube socks. What's going to be in the tube sock?
Probably just more socks.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I'm just
I
thinking.
see.
You know, a couple of or like in Spinal Tap when he has the tinfoil wrapped zucchini. And he's going through the airport security.
Oh, that was funny.
And then he goes, I love that so much. I love a fake dick joke is always funny to me. Well, how long is the recovery supposed to be for, what did the doctor say essentially?
Well, he told me I'll be in recovery my whole life.
Oh, really?
No, it's going to be... No, I mean, you know, the time frame varies on, you know, whenever. I mean, basically, I was told for the belly surgery 6 weeks.
Okay.
And I'm up to week 4.
Yeah.
I've got it in a month since I've been out of the hospital.
Yeah.
Since the operation, I mean, you know, we'll see. I mean, you know, I'm doing podcasts. I'm about to do some voiceover work.
Yeah.
I'm going to do some shows.
You're pumping.
I'm going to start walking around a little more.
I need to do that too. So
it's beautiful. Like you said at the top, it's a gorgeous day. It's cool. I even have a sweater. You have a nice little jacket.
Oh, yeah.
I might go home and make some cocoa.
Do you know what we had yesterday?
What?
Tomato soup.
Oof.
And grilled cheese sandwiches.
That's a great fall.
It was amazing. It was like perfect. It was like kind of chili and dipping the sandwich.
Yeah, chili
in.
as well.
Well, we have chili pretty regularly. But
you do, huh? Is chili a staple in the Tinkin?
It is. We get the it's the only vegetarian thing we do pretty regularly is vegetarian chili or vegan chili from
where?
Trader Joe's.
Yeah, I have a couple of cans of that chili as well.
Good. Baked potato, cheese, all that good stuff.
What do you do?
Baked potato. Ooh. Throw it on a baked potato with cheese and
tomorrow is the big feast.
Yes.
What are you guys doing for the big Thanksgiving? Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
By the time this podcast is out, you'll have already had your stomach pumped from Thanksgiving.
Yes, you'll have already.
There have been a couple of
family.
Thanksgivings where I have felt very like I overate.
Oh,
I felt sick from the overeating, you know?
Well, the first time I ever had a gout attack was from a Thanksgiving feast.
Was it really?
Yes, I was at my in-laws and uncomfortable, as you should be. And
yes.
I was stuffing my face with shrimp. And shrimp was a big one for that. And so then
gout can be triggered by shrimp?
Oh, specifically shrimp has some of the highest amounts of purine in it, which is the thing that triggers my gout.
Purine?
Purine, yeah. A lot of seafood stuff.
What about urine?
Oh, can't drink urine either. It's a real bummer. It's really cut down on my urine intake. But but yeah, no, it's no good. But we had to cancel all of our Thanksgiving plans. Literally on my way over here, my wife's like, I'm not feeling good. Annie's not feeling good. Yeah. So
what's going on with your family?
I don't know. I think she's making it up. I think
it may be psychosomatic.
It might be psychosomatic. This has happened a few years in a row. So
no, I hope not.
Oh yeah,
a few years in a row. Thanksgiving.
Why
specifically. Does your wife? What's your wife's name again? I forgot.
Jenny.
Did she take your last name, by the way?
Oh yeah.
Oh
You're
wow.
Damn right. You're damn right. I made her. I said, look, we're gonna have traditional values in this family, or it ain't happening. No, she.
Come here, goddamn it, Jenny. You take the Tinkin name and you get the back of my hand.
That's right. And we're also going to be modern because you're going to work and I'm going to not make as much money. Yeah, it's but yeah, I don't think we're going. Last year we got snowed out. We were on our way up and
was it snowing last?
It snowed over the Grapevine, yeah.
Oh, the Grapevine. By the way, the Grapevine, those of you who don't know, is this do they call it the Khyber? No, what pass is it? It's where the Donner Party ate each other.
I'm kidding. They call it the Donner Pass. That's the Donner Pass. I've gone through that one,
No,
too.
Grapevine is where a lot of snow and ice happens, and it's on the way north from L.A. And every time, I was traveling up for New Year's Eve to do a show at the Alameda Comedy Club, which is now extinct. And I did New Year's a couple of times, and I remember just being scared going over the Grapevine because the warnings were, if it ices up, I didn't have, chains on my tires,
Yeah, it's terrifying. I always got, I have some these little rubber things that I can put on my car, but I haven't had to use them. But I need to get new tires and stuff. But yeah, it's never fun. And there's a lot of drifters up there. Too up in the hills. You got to watch out because if you get a busted tire, it's like Mad Max on the Grapevine.
Is it a little bit?
Oh yeah, it's like
really.
There's some backwoods action up there. Sometimes you go through
backwoods action.
Just going through Gorman, up there.
I know Gorman as well.
It's a little shady.
Is it? Is it? I hope because it's beautiful to drive through. It's always pretty woodsy.
Yeah.
I do every once in a while hear a man yelling, "You're going to squeal like a pig." And I'm like, did I hear that right?
Yeah. No, I mean, you get, my buddy Bruce has a bit about this. He's like, yeah, you travel 30 minutes outside of L.A., you're basically in Texas.
Kind of.
It's like anywhere in the country. You travel 30 minutes outside of a major city, yeah.
And you go into rural areas, and people are more... they're into freedom.
Oh yeah, they get real rural out there.
And by freedom I mean they're into no laws, a very haphazard way of doing things.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Should we get into a guided?
It's so crazy because I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
Like, we've had too much.
Well, the
banter.
Conversation was starting to lull.
Let's get a little lulled down.
How much can you talk about woodsiness?
Thanksgiving, roads, the Grapevine. I mean, we've covered it all.
Even though I am worried about your wife pulling this shit every Thanksgiving.
She'll be fine.
Where were you supposed to go?
We were supposed to go to Fresno and Clovis. We were going to stop.
You know what? If I was her, I'd also feel ill.
Well, we were going to go up today. And then
today? That's right. We weren't going to meet today, but
we were going to go up. I was literally going to go up after this. We were going to drive up, and then when I was leaving, she goes, "You know what? I just called my mom. I told her we're not coming." I'm like, "I'm not feeling good."
I bet you were happy.
I'm a little happy, but I want to see my brothers and sisters and stuff. And, I do like seeing them, but at the same time, it's to be able to eliminate 7 hours of driving out of your life is that's a win.
You would have went today, right?
Yeah.
Tell me, I would think a lot of people are traveling.
Oh
today.
yeah, absolutely. So it'd probably be a little sketchy.
People are heading to families right now because I see fights in cars. Like, you can always tell a good holiday or a big holiday by the level of intensity in a car.
Absolutely. I that's when you're sitting at a stop and you see somebody behind you and they're like,
and their bumper sticker says coexist, but what's going on in the car is just the opposite of coexistence.
That's great. Yeah, the people with a coexist sticker, but and
that goes under the category of you may have a good bumper sticker, but your life is another story. I mean, it's easy to put up a good bumper sticker.
It's hard to live up to it.
It's hard to live up to it. That's why my bumper stickers say life is shit, and I don't have to impress anyone out on the road.
Everybody's like, he's sticking with it. And as you reconsider the bumper stickers of your life, it's time for another guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
All right, everybody, as I just was talking about before we headed into this spiritual space, and remember, spiritual space. Oh, I'm about to sneeze. Hold on, folks. Folks, I'm sorry, but an errant allergen entered my bloodstream. But as we enter this spiritual space, and what I mean by spiritual space is a place where we basically are faking it until we're making it. Have you heard that slogan, folks? Fake it until you make it. That's what spirituality is all about. It's sort of like a bumper sticker. You can put up a great coexist bumper sticker on your car, but inside the car there's nothing but recrimination and accusation, which, by the way, is the law firm that I go to, the Recrimination and Accusation Brothers. Well, Recrimination, Accusation Brothers, this is my son. Hello. Now, even though we say... Oh, go ahead. Hello. And even though we say we're brothers, this is my boy. He's my son.
There's a licensing, I think, and a lot of with we used van we bought, and
yeah. What are you gonna do? Anyway, I am the Italian alien, and I interrupt this guided meditation to tell you that our special today is world domination with the side of my boot up your ass, you earthling pieces of shit. I see you on your holidays, you're all stressed out, you're all at each other's throats. Some of you have good sex, but it's because of the drugs. I am the Italian alien. Tonight's special is all fettuccine alfredo with my boot right up your ass. All right, now everybody just, I hope you're in loose fitting clothing. Clothing that doesn't grab your skin like the alien monster that attaches to your face, but just clothing that hangs on your body the way skin kind of hangs on your body when you haven't tended to your skin, or you've lost a lot of weight and the skin is just hanging over your belly. Well, then we recommend a paniculectomy. Anyway, paniculectomies aren't for everybody, especially during the holiday season. By the way, I hope you've gotten your eggnog, your brandy, your cocaine, your fentanyl, your poppers. I don't know if poppers are still a thing, but the squirrels are shattering away. We're in the heart of fall. Some of you have already experienced snowfall. Here in LA, it's a chilly 60 degrees. A chilly 60 degrees, but the dogs are running around, and I hope you're in loose-fitting clothing. And now, with your first in-breath, I want you to bark like a dog. Bark like a dog that's happy. Fly like a plane. Bark like a dog. Let all of the sounds that you hear in the ambiance of this podcast flow through you. Don't resist. Don't attach. And don't judge. This is a recording. You have reached 1-800-MEDITATION hotline. We are sorry, but we are unable to pick up the phone. We have yoga instructors standing by, even though most of the yoga instructors are angry people who have been thwarted in their original pursuit of their dream, and they've fallen back on yoga as a way to cope with the fact that they no longer have the life they envisioned. And now they're yoga teachers, making very little money, but it gives them a position of authority, and a lot of them have a lot of sex with their students if it's legal. And now with your first out breath, I want you to breathe all that crap I just told you. Breathe it out. You know what? I want you to see your breath as a leaf that is just now let go from its branch, and it's now fluttering. Your breath is fluttering like a leaf on the currents of God's breath. Believe that, and I'll tell you another one. And your breath is fluttering like a leaf, and the leaf is a yellow, brown, red color. You know the colors of fall, the colors of cranberry juice and apple juice and just good old fall colors, gourds, if you're a gourd fan, pumpkins and zucchini and squash, all the, you know, the deformed gourds that they sell at farmers markets, and it reminds you of a growth you had on your back once and you didn't have health insurance, and you said to the doctor, I have something that looks like a gourd. And the doctor said, well, it is fall. You may want to have this lanced off and sold at a farmer's market. And so you did that, and you made $26, which you bought a vape pen with, which kept you stoned for 3 solid months until you finally had a nervous breakdown, a psychotic break with any kind of reality. But that took you into the new year. And now, with your final in-breath, and I do mean your final in-breath, I want you to breathe in the fact that Donald Trump is a legendary buffoon who is now the president of the United States, and the people that he's picking for his cabinet all have sexual abuse charges against them, which in a way is a cabinet that you're going to see a lot of action out of. But we as a country have now fallen into the status of a banana republic, and I don't know what kind of bananas you folks have. I eat organic Chiquita bananas, or Dole, one of the big banana companies that rape the land of the indigenous people, make it a one-crop economy. I recommend a book called Open Veins of Latin America by Eduardo Galeano, which talks about how the West completely denuded Latin America of all their resources and left them lawless, no crops, you know, like your family.
Thanks for joining us on another guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
That felt so good.
We know you've got a lot of choices for land rapist fruit companies, and we're glad you chose Chiquita.
Hello, I am Tony Chiquita, and I just want to say that right now I'm a little high on sherry, fentanyl, and poppers because it's Thanksgiving. And here at Chiquita, we make a promise. Whenever we're high on sherry, fentanyl, and poppers, our bananas will be half off. Oh boy, I don't feel well, but I am making this commercial because I had a commitment to do it.
Hi, I'm Dick Chiquita. This is my brother. He's not feeling so good.
No.
But we'll be doing fentanyl all season long.
All holiday season.
And we told our man who were in charge, we said, cut the prices right in half for you.
Anyway, I have to go throw up in a bucket. But before I do, I want you to know the bananas are not laced with poppers, fentanyl, or sherry. By the way, the sherry that I drink is from Germany. It was made by the Third Reich, and it's good sherry. It's a Hitlerian sherry. It's a Hitlerian sherry, and it's spicy, and it feels like home.
What if somebody ended up with just a huge order of Hitler's wine or sherry, and they have to offload it, and the advertising is all like, look, we understand it's Hitler. We know he's a bad guy, but don't let that taint
Don't let
your
it
opinion
taint.
of this
Let
wine.
me tell you something. Yes, there was all kinds of Holocausty elements, but this wine is before Hitler went bad.
This was back in Hitler's art days when he took all this stuff. So you don't want to, everything that happened afterwards. And still, it was bad. We're not saying it was good, but this wine is delicious.
Yes. Now, I know there's a stigma around Hitler, but if you get a chance, this wine is very smooth.
This is a Syrah from 1937. It's absolutely delicious.
Absolutely. It was before the brown shirts started attacking people.
This was way before the SS were going to people's homes and ratting out
Yes.
families for families and killing people on the street. This is back when Hitler loved wine
Right.
and art.
Right.
And you could take the benefit of that. Eliminate all the bad. Just take the art.
Or you could be an asshole and say, fuck that, I'm not supporting Hitlerian wine. Well, you're missing out
You're
then
missing
because,
out.
as you know, this wine is cheap because it was from Hitler. Hello, doggy.
You may be up there on your high horse,
Yeah.
not enjoying Hitler's wine,
Right.
but you'll be thirsty
And
up
also,
there.
if you order now, we have Stalin butter cookies. Stalin butter cookies. I know Stalin also had mass killing fields and mass, prisons. And, he wasn't a good guy. But the butter cookies that
Amazing.
came out before Stalin started incarcerating people
It's welcome
were
to
absolutely delicious.
separate the bakery goods from the baker. That's what we
Thank
always
you.
say. Stalin's butter cookies
Thank
are fantastic.
you.
We got Rasputin pretzels ready to go. And I mean, so much good stuff.
And if
we're-
you order now with Hitlerian wine and Stalin butter cookies, you can get a Pol Pot pea soup. It's 3 cans of Pol Pot's who ran the killing fields there in Cambodia.
Call right now and we'll throw in 2 dozen of Donald Trump's chicken McNuggets. You're going to love them.
Order now. What were you talking about before we went into that?
I think we
forgot.
were doing the, we went from guided meditation right in.
Oh, right into that.
Oh, that was good.
So good.
It's hard to stay focused, on everything with all this,
With
fall
all the
around us.
beauty,
Yeah.
all the doggy. There was a beautiful black dog. A lot of people say to me, "Hey, how come you have to name the color of the dog?" And I see it the way I call it. I call it the way I see
That's
it.
right. You're like an umpire of the world.
I'm an umpire.
And if people talk trash, you get in their face.
I don't want to get in their face, but I will.
So do you have any Thanksgiving plans? Of the Pepitones, did you guys ever used to do like big Thanksgiving dinners or anything like
Oh,
that?
yeah, I guess so. But we're going to have a vegan
Okay.
Thanksgiving. That's why I'm making a lot of good salmon tonight. Sockeye or cockeye salmon. I
Yeah.
forget what it's called.
I think it is sockeye.
It's sockeye, not
Yeah.
cockeye. I was doing the whole codpiece thing.
I like cockeye salmon.
But it's
though.
wild caught. That's the kind of fish
Oh, yeah.
you could get. And then tomorrow we have one of these tofurkeys. But I'm defrosting this vegan pumpkin pie tonight.
Nice.
And I have some Cool Whip to go with it.
How do you do vegan pumpkin? I guess you just do the pumpkin and the spices. You just do no milk.
You use,
like a nut
oat
milk,
or I don't know. I don't know how they do it.
That's exciting. that'll be great.
Well, I'm looking forward to my first piece tonight. And then tomorrow, I love all the shit that's not good for me. Like, I love stuffing.
Yeah.
I love stuffing.
I mean,
I remember I broke
amazing.
into, when I didn't have money, I broke into someone's house for stuffing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had a stocking over my head and I had a very small gun. I had printed the gun. Mm-hmm. By the way, come on down to Don's printer shop. If you don't have a gun and you need to keep your family safe, you could print yourself a gun with our new, very durable printing paper. It will be a gun that we guarantee will kill any intruder or person who's trying to perform a home invasion on you. Our guns that are made with Don's printers are probably the best guns that you could get outside of the Burbank gun shop. There's a huge Burbank gun shop here.
Mm-hmm. I've been there.
Have you been inside?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Is it really?
Yeah. I mean,
why do you?
Just a lot of guns and stuff. It's,
really?
Yeah. I mean, I grew up hunting and like guns and stuff. Not grew up, but I did do that. As a kid and stuff. So I definitely. I definitely don't have the same stigma that a lot of people do of guns. I mean, obviously.
Oh, you grew up with that stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, I'll go in there and just be like, oh. But
I go in there again with the stocking over my head, and I'm like, I don't want a gun. I'm looking for a knife. It's called Gun World. That's the name of it. It's called Gun World.
Yes.
And right next door, I'm thinking of opening up a place called Knife World.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think it's
like
great.
Give it competition.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'll be out front, like, how they bark out front of places to try to get audience members in or people to come in and shop, and I'll be like, why fire a gun? It's loud. Stab. You do it silently. You ever see Macbeth? Folks, Macbeth, is this a dagger I see before me? Answer in the affirmative here at Knife World.
And I'm going to open up a shop next to that one called Civil Dispute Agreements Are Us. And it'll just be a conversation place. We can just talk it through and
talk. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
no weapons.
No weapons. It's just a conversation.
No, it's like Gun World, Knife World, and then a meditation.
Yeah.
Or a wellness center.
The passive
a
resistance.
Wellness
Yeah. Wellness center would be good.
Hello. Are you tired of Gun World and Knife World? And there's also, and then Strangle World. Pops up. It's like just various like ligatures you can strangle people with.
Yes.
And so it's Gun World, Knife World, Strangle World, and Bludgeon World. Like and Bludgeon World is just like various objects that are blunt.
Yeah, they just happen. They're just heavy.
They're heavy. They can range from wooden to metal. It's Bludgeon World. So it's Gun World, Knife World, Strangle World, and Bludgeon World, and then it's a wellness center, and it's just a guy who's like, why are we hurting each other?
It's welcome to the Tiered Violence Shopping Center.
Hey, honey, I'm gonna go over to Tiered Violence. Why, Al? Well, sweetheart, I just want to look around and see what might. Oh, hello. I want some squirrels or yeah. I don't know, honey. I feel like I need to bludgeon somebody. Oh, so you're going to Bludgeon World? Yeah, I'm gonna start there. Al, did I find a ligature under your pillow? Well, I did go to Strangle World. Were you thinking of offing me? Margaret, I would never off you. Oh, well, I love that about you, that you wouldn't know. Look, I went to Strangle World. I did buy a ligature. It was something that was affordable. I did measure your neck. I did measure your neck, and it was a perfect fit. But you know what, Margaret? I think I want to keep you around a little more. I really do. Al, you make me very happy, but I went to Knife World. You did? Yeah, I got a knife that I was going to plunge into your thoracic cavity. Jesus, Margaret. I mean, I was just going to strangle you to death. Yeah, I was going to kill you with one shot. And I was going to wait till I heard the snoring sounds. You know, Margaret, sometimes I fake the snoring sounds. Why would you do that? Because I want to masturbate. Wait a minute. You masturbate next to me? Oh, we got a nice little dog here, Margaret.
Puppers.
Hey, Al, let me ask you something. Are we real? Oh, don't start that, Margaret. By the way, what do you think of the wellness center? I think it's boring, Al. I think when you're next to Bludgeon World and Gun World and Knife World and Strangle World, you got a lot of competition there. I mean, what are you going to do? Drink a ginger juice? Like those little bottles of, you know, they call them immune boosters. They cost like $3, Al. I know. Margaret, can I unzip your dress and just put a ligature around your throat and just pretend we're on an episode of Forensic Files? Oh, Al, you really do know how to celebrate Thanksgiving. Well, all the indigenous people were murdered, and I feel like I should do my part. I love you so much. You always celebrate the holidays in a way that, I don't know, it makes everybody proud. Oh, Margaret. Margaret, by the way, have I seen you playing the saxophone outside our building? Yes, I'm trying to make extra money. Margaret, you don't have to be a musician beggar. I can book you into some good clubs. Oh, wow. I'm not kidding. I don't know why you're playing on the corner your saxophone and you're doing things like the Flintstones theme and Gilligan's Island, like just those hacky, sitcom-y things. Well, Al, I'm not going to play, Henry Rollins or... No, it's Charlie Rollins is the sax player. Henry Rollins is he used to be the lead for Black Flag, and now he tells pretty boring stories. I don't know why you attack Henry Rollins, Al. Well, I went to one of his shows, if you call it that, and he's just talking about things that happened to him and charging money. Al, will you get out my saxophone? Is that a metaphor? Yes.
Thanks for joining us on another impromptu checking in with Al and Margaret.
Boy,
the
those
couple
guys.
living inside Eddie Pepitone's head.
I think everything is a little off the rails because of the holidays. I think Al and Margaret are suffering. I think the meditation guy is suffering. All of it has been very violent today.
I mean, it's all part of the holiday. You know, like you said, the indigenous were slaughtered, and every year we get together to say what we're thankful for.
Yeah. What are you thankful for?
Oh, are we,
for real, what are you
for
thankful
real?
for?
I'm thankful for.
And then I'll do mine. Like you do yours, then I'll do mine.
You just take all the same ones I do. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for you, Eddie. I'm grateful for this podcast. Whatever level of success we have with this podcast, it's a thing that I'm like, this is one of the things, it's a little handhold on the wall of life. Obviously family, but yeah, health, still being around. I'm trying to appreciate being alive, as much as I can, because I'm sure it's better than being dead. What about you?
Yes. Well, I'm very thankful for my health, for going through. I'm kind of thankful for the crisis that I had in health, and like coming out on the other side of it. And, I just kind of looking at that as a lesson, as another lesson on, how to live. Like, you just kind of, what you learn about life as you pile up the years is that it really is all about kind of going with the flow. I know this is all very, like, cliche, but it really is about going with the flow, surfing reality, if you look at life like an ocean, you just kind of, you're part of the ocean, and you're just kind of going with it, and don't get too despairing.
Yeah.
Don't get too manically high.
Yep.
Kind of just try. I don't even know if the word is try, but appreciate the flow. Appreciate the journey,
Yeah, the opposite would be being very rigid, which
is so easy to do.
Yes.
And, I definitely, rigid is another word for rigid is scared. You're scared, you're fearful, so you hold on to, actually you're holding on to nothing but a phantom.
Yeah.
But the phantom is fear. The phantom is fear, and you gotta kind of realize that it's all about a continual process of letting go and having faith.
Do you think there's some sort of connection between being kind of goofy and silly and ironic and like those and being zen? Because
being what?
Kind of zen.
Well,
kind of that,
absolutely.
Because I do feel like the opposite of I always try to think about opposites to try to understand the original thing, where if somebody, don't joke about that. Don't say that.
Oh, I know.
You shouldn't joke about this.
I know.
And
I mean, obviously, both of us have dedicated our lives to humor, to comedy, because life is a comedy. It's a comedy tragedy.
Yeah.
But I'd rather spend it in comedy than tragedy.
Yes.
I mean, tragedy is unavoidable, and I'm talking to you, the listener.
Yeah. And we can avoid tragedy, but these guys
you
can't.
can't.
You can't.
We can, because we make $700 a month off you.
You're damn right.
And we use that money to avoid tragedy.
That's right.
Oh, well, I just spit out a piece of apple. We're getting... I had an organic apple. As I walked over here, I sliced the apple, and I offered a slice to Kevin, and he said, no, I just brushed my teeth. And I took that as an insult. Really did.
No, I did. I literally I had brushed them on the way over here. Dude, my wife made me a big old stew. She made me a beef stew today, which is one of my top favorite
things. Now, I thought you can't have beef.
Well, I got to take it easy on the beef. So it was a lot of celery, a lot of there was still a little beef.
Potatoes.
Potatoes, celery, carrots.
Beef gravy?
No. So we just use the
gravy?
natural flavorings of the I guess it is beef gravy. We don't actually put any gravy in there though.
Oh.
She'll put like a stock.
Boy, you got me hungry, because it's the type of weather
Yeah.
where I'm feeling like a stew.
Dude, a stew is so good. Well, if you want to stick on that vegan thing, if you ever get, and I'll make a recommendation.
I'm going back and forth now.
The tomato soup from Trader Joe's, and I know this is not this kind of podcast, but that soup.
What kind of podcast is that?
I don't know.
A food podcast?
Yeah, we're just like, let me tell you something about the tomato soup at Trader Joe's.
No, that's good. No, our podcast, we don't have any rules.
It is so good, Eddie. It looks
really,
like,
I've got to get it.
It comes in like a little rectangular cube.
Oh, I've seen that.
That's like a little. It's like a
And
cardboard.
you have to cut open.
Yeah, they have
do
that
you
one.
use a scissor to cut open the top or a knife?
I use my teeth.
I hope not.
I get angry.
Or you have much better teeth than me.
I'm in trouble.
Use your teeth?
I use my teeth a lot, too much actually. I chipped my tooth once doing it.
Jesus
but,
Christ!
You know, hey,
well, that makes sense. Yeah,
I'm a tough guy. I open a lot of tuna cans with my teeth and stuff, and you know, my wife loves it. It really gets
my wife.
No, but seriously, Eddie, next time you go to Trader Joe's, get that tomato soup.
And what do you have with it?
Oh, grilled cheese.
And
you just grab the cheese, butter, bread. That's it. And it's so good.
You son of a bitch, you know how to live.
I tell you, dude, it's such an easy thing to do, and it's so good. But I'm a Campbell's tomato soup guy, and this tomato soup blew that out of the water.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Campbell's is a little hacky at this point. Campbell's is like being a Carlos Mencia fan, don't you think?
I do. Yeah. It's like, what's his name who made that soup can picture? I mean, that was too long ago, you know.
Andy Warhol.
Warhol never did the Trader Joe's tomato soup.
No, because I don't think Trader Joe's existed.
Yeah. Well, it's his loss.
Yes, it is.
Well, folks.
Folks, that's another podcast, isn't it?
I think it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this banter back and forth. We got a little sketch, a little reality.
We threw in some sketches today.
A tomato soup recommendation, which we don't often do.
I quickly want to do what the squirrels think.
Yeah, let's do it.
Go ahead.
And as you're winding down with your family and getting a little squirrely with the humans, it's time to think, what are the squirrels thinking?
Hey, Margaret.
Yep.
Are we doing a squirrel bit? No, I'm sorry, Margaret. I should have called. I'm doing the squirrel thing. You go back to playing your saxophone. How much money have you made? About $3. Margaret, you know, it is kind of a bad thing that you're playing Brady Bunch in front of our building, because I feel like all right, here's what Squirrel's thinking. Hey, Rita.
Yeah?
Blow me.
Okay. You have
And
any
that's
nuts?
it. And that's it. Like a really quick what a Squirrel's thing. That's it.
By the way, I do that with my wife sometimes.
What do you do?
I go, "Would you blow me?" No, I do.
I've done that.
I'll stick my nose in her neck and I'll go. I'm gonna touch you. It's a little bit we do. It's fun.
Oh, it's nice.
I like to tickle my wife. It's
Aw.
it's my wife.
No what?
All right, folks. Well, if you don't have a wife to tickle, go over to Patreon and subscribe for $5 or $20.
Tickle your wallets.
Yeah, tickle your wallets with a little bit of, throw a little Christmas or a little Thanksgiving joy our way, and we'll throw you some exclusive Eddie Pepitone stand-up clips, as well as the video of this podcast the day that it comes out, and any extra little stuff we throw out. We got a couple extra bonus episodes there on the Patreon. Go over to EddiePepitone.com and you can find out when he's coming to your neighborhood to do stand-up comedy. And go over to YouTube.com where we are creeping up. I mean, it's so close to 2,000 followers right now. You guys should subscribe and be on the on the bottom floor, the starting floor of this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's it. And thank you, everybody, for watching or listening, or both. Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside.